Good morning, friends. This is the time for the trade plan of 27th of July 2020. Now, on the Nifty, we seem to be in a fairly tight kind of range. Nothing new is happening, and I'll just show you in a moment. We are in this 11,050 to about 11,250 type of range. But overnight US markets were lower. Right now, SGX is up about, I think, 25 odd points. Let's see where we could have our play for today. Let's look at the 5-minute chart of the Nifty. Now, what can happen today is that this is the Nifty chart. I think if we get the if we get the Nifty futures chart, maybe we'll have a better idea. Okay, so this part is the SGX part, and this was the close of trade on 24th of July. Can we get don't seem to be getting the Indian time here. Anyway, we can probably do it with this. Now, this is our pivot zone broadly. Okay. Now, for today, this pivot will probably be at 11,143. So I guess it's about the same place around here. Now we are opening at about previous day high thereabouts. So let's say that we open around 11,200. Okay. So what we should try to do is that look for price action where we open here and we look for this sort of price action where the market is looking to cross this sort of a range. And once we start to get out of this, you would assume that some kind of breakout is happening. Okay, let me uh, show you on a 15-minute chart. on a 15-minute chart. Basically, let's do a 30-minute one. So your range starts from here about 10 to 20. Okay, and the lower end is uh, 11 to 20. Lower end is about 11,050. Now we are opening here. So chances are that we find resistance at this zone. So what I think the market should do is make some kind of sideways at this high before you start to pop out of this range. Okay. So this is the kind of setup that you are looking for on the Nifty. Now, Bank Nifty possibly is a little bit weaker index. Okay, so this is your Bank Nifty index. This is the upper end of this range, and this is the lower end of this range, which we temporarily broke and closed above it at the end of day. So my sense would be that if we open around this 23,050 zone and start to move sideways, see, this is called a build up. What does this do? This absorbs volatility and this narrow range finally pops out. So what you don't want to do is buy here after this move. What you want to do is buy when this N kind of formation is made. Okay, and this support is crossed. A. B. Say we open flat and go down. So somewhere here, if you start to get this kind of action, even that would qualify a buy. But I am not too keen to buy a great amount of weakness in Bank Nifty because it's already a weak index. So my sense is that we open up and we trade around this zone, and then maybe by end of the day it starts to break out. So this is as far as what sort of price action I am visualizing. Now where can it change? If Reliance at any point in the day starts to fall 20-25 bucks, then that is out of syllabus. So what you do is let the market open, let it trade. If we see this sort of formation, we are ready to act. Otherwise, we hold back. See, basically, let me show you on a whiteboard what my idea is. Now we have three levels. This is previous day close, previous day high, previous day low. All three indices, including the Bank Nifty, are in very, very strong uptrend. So this is previous day high or a previous resistance, which is uh, 11 to 20. Okay, three things can happen. A, you open at a resistance and you start to go sideways. Mark out the first half an hour high and low. Okay, and what we want to see is this kind of build up, which finally leads to a breakout. Or you open gap up and you come down towards previous close and you start to move sideways here. Again, this sideways action will show you that support is coming in and the market is beginning to trend. Okay, so this is the second possibility, that you gap up and you come off and you hold previous day close. Even here, this would become a buy. And the third possibility is one that we had on Friday, where you go below previous low, but you fail to show follow through, and that creates a buy. There is no sell scenario here. While Bank Nifty is weaker, it is still not a sell scenario. So this is something you have to keep in mind when you are going in, that you only need to buy, and these are the three ways you buy. Go to previous highs or previous resistance, like I showed you, 11 to 20, build up, breakout. Or you open gap up, come down to previous close, you are unable to find further selling and you go up. Or you break down below previous day low and you have a lack of follow through, and again you have some kind of upside. Now, having said all of this, let me finish with the pivot zone for the day. The Nifty support zone is 11,095 to about 11,133. Resistance is at 11,207 to 11,245. And Bank Nifty support zone is 22,292 to 22,452. And resistance zone is 22,771 to about 22,930. Overall, today may not be the breakout day, but what we have to look for is a build up towards a breakout. So we act only at these key levels, and once we start to see that the market is finding buying at these levels. So I hope this should help in your trading. Overall, if you want to see the current, Nifty daily chart, this is the daily chart. What we can see here is this is a sideways phase. All previous sideways phases have resolved on the upside. And we are looking for this phase also to resolve on the upside other than a reliance problem. Okay, so this is the range that you can see. The upper end is on the Nifty cash 10 to 240. On Nifty cash, lower end is 11,050. So this 200-point range needs to be crossed. Okay, on Bank Nifty daily, again, this is the key resistance, which is 23,150. For the moment, this is the high, broadly 23,150 on the Bank Nifty. So this is the upper end of the range. This is the lower end of the range. Bank Nifty, you don't want to buy unless we are able to stay above, this sort of lower end of the range at about 22,700. Okay. So the weaker index you want to participate on only once the Nifty breaks out. Otherwise, Bank Nifty, given RBI report, etc., is likely to be choppy. So that should be it for right now. This is going to be a tricky week, but I would avoid selling. So that should be one simple strategy. Whatever you do not try to sell, because that is fraught with all kinds of danger. Okay, so that should be it for me. My sense would be that even when the Nifty breaks out, chances are Bank Nifty will have trouble in this upper area. So you should try to mess with Bank Nifty only once Nifty is clear from its resistance. Take care, trade well, and please consult your financial advisor.